All right, let's talk to you about the name first.
Sure. That's first and foremost.
Okay, so you've skipped over, let's say, I'm not going to change it to something smooth like a Clooney or a Pitts.
Yeah, I didn't have that kind of ambition. I was completely content to have a name that people would never pronounce correctly.
So what are some of the worst butcherings you've ever heard of your name?
When I was, when telemarketers call, this is a big one, they'll be like, "Good afternoon, may I speak with Mr. Oh, man, Birbiglia?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, Birbiglia doesn't live here anymore." One time I was performing at a show, and the person goes, "Please welcome Mike Bahuski." And I was like, "Well, you didn't even try. You just said B and then whatever you could think of. And you made me Polish. That's a really specific choice." And it's not easy having a name like Birbiglia. It doesn't roll off the tongue.
So you're going to be coming here to Norfolk, and the show's called My Girlfriend's Boyfriend. It's a little bit different than just traditional stand-up, isn't it?
It is. It's a one-man show. It's a sort of a one-man romantic comedy that was off Broadway, and I like to think of it as it's as funny as my stand-up shows, but it also tells kind of a single story of how I decided to get married despite not really believing in the idea of marriage. Like, in other words, there was a period in my life where I decided as a rule, like, I'm not going to get married until I'm sure that nothing else good can happen in my life. Because logically that made sense. I never looked at my parents' marriage or anyone who'd been married more than 30 years and thought, I got to get me some of that.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what the show is about, and it's in some ways it's kind of a sequel to my movie Sleepwalk with Me, which actually is showing in Norfolk on. I think it comes to the movie theater on Friday.
Okay.
And to the I think the local art house cinema there. I think that comes. So that's Friday, and then I'm Saturday. So if you live in Norfolk and you like me, then there's a lot of Mike Birbiglia activities this weekend.
Well, they could just about spend the entire weekend with you.
That's right, yeah.
Are you going to spend any time watching the debate tonight?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I tweeted yesterday. Well, I think it's too late to register to vote. I think we've reached the cutoff, but yesterday I tweeted, if you don't register to vote, it's as though you're living in the country your parents think Obama is from. Which is pretty accurate to my family.
Well, Mike, My Girlfriend's Boyfriend, it's going to be at the Attucks Theater. That's on Church Street. It's coming up Saturday, October 20th. That is this Saturday. And then, well, the movie in town, too. So they really could spend an entire weekend with you and really get to know you.
Double header. We'll get together. We'll get married. We'll break up at the end of the weekend. It'll be great.
Look at that. A whirlwind romance in one weekend. Well, we got details about the show on our website and Ticketmaster.com.